Good evening and a warm welcome to State of Business, our television's primetime business news bulletin. I'm Indivri Amwat. We take a look at tonight's headlines first. SLS certification compulsory for helmets effective September 1st. Sri Lankan-born economist serving in Australia highlights importance of FDIs. A look at your stories in detail now. Minister of Petroleum Resource Development Chandima Veerakkodi says the government has an ambition to further develop the Trincomalee oil tank farm. The oil tank farm is presently under the purview of Lanka Indian Oil Company.
මම අමාත්‍යවරයා හැටියට ඉන් 16ක් ඉල්ලලා අපි කැබිනට් පත්‍රිකාවක් දාලා කැබිනට් පත්‍රිකාව අනුමත වුණා. නමුත් ඉන් අනතුරුව අපිට රාජ්‍යතාන්ත්‍රිකව ප්‍රශ්නයක්කට මුහුණ දෙන්න සිද්ධ වුණා. උත්තර දෙන්න 2001 රජය ගත්ත තීන්දුව 2005 සහ 2010 රජයන් විසින් අනුමත කළා ඉදිරියට ගෙනාපු තීන්දුව වෙනස් කිරීමට උත්සාහ ගන්නේ ඇයිද කියන එක. ටාසන් හැටියට රඟපාන්න බෑනේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවට. රාජතාන්ත්‍රිකව අපි හැම රජයක් එක්කම බොහොම මිත්‍රශීලීව අන්තර්ජාතික අවබෝධයක් ඇතුව ඉදිරියට යන්න ඕන වගකීමකින්. හැබැයි අපි කෙසේ උත්සාහ ගන්නේ සංවර්ධනය නොවිච්ච මේ ටැංකි සංකීර්ණය කඩිනමින් සංවර්ධනය කර ගැනීමේ අරමුණක් අපි ගාව තියෙනවා.
The 2016 Achiever of Industrial Excellence Awards was held in Colombo last evening. The CMCI Achiever Awards was held for the 15th year this time. CMCI Achiever Awards is organized by the Ceylon National Chamber of Industries, the premier industrial chamber in Sri Lanka. The primary objective of the Achiever of Industrial Excellence Awards is to promote industrial growth in the country by recognizing those entrepreneurs who have excelled in manufacturing or services. Held annually, the contest identifies those who have made significant strides in the fields of business. The top 10 CMCI awards in the extra-large category were received by Link Natural Products, Noritake Lanka Porcelain, CBL Foods International, Electro Metal Pressings, D. Samson Industries, Jat Holdings, Loves Gas, Samson International, Vijay Products, and Pusalla Metal Producers. A leading Sri Lankan-born academic serving in Australia says Sri Lanka should attract foreign direct investments into the country's manufacturing sector in order to generate economic development. Professor Premachandra Athukola, who is the Professor of Economics at the Australian National University, said the development of manufacturing sector will generate more jobs, thereby addressing the issue of poverty. Professor Premachandra Athukola delivered a public lecture under the title Foreign Direct Investments and Manufacturing for Exports, Emerging Global Partners and Opportunities for Sri Lanka. The public lecture was organized by Advocata, a leading think tank in economics.
Now, to reduce poverty, you need to generate employment. Labor is the only resource owned by the poor. Therefore, you can't start at the top end. You can't think about producing high-flown machinery and other things using capital, then you are going to bypass the labor. You need to generate employment. To generate employment, you have to specialize in areas where the country has comparative advantage. This is how Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, now Vietnam, these countries have been eradicating poverty. We can't ignore economic globalization. We cannot generate development on our own in a tiny dot in the world. Considering our initial conditions, we need manufacturing. Manufacturing has the advantage of absorbing unskilled workers. There's no other production sector in the world which can absorb unskilled workers and train them on the job. That's why India has made it main policy objective of promoting manufacturing.
The professor said that economies must create sound policy environment to attract foreign direct investments, which are an integral part of globalized economies.
There are various types of capital flows coming to the country, but foreign investment is unique in the sense that always it comes as a bundle. When a foreign investor, which we call a multinational enterprise, come to a given country, it has a long-term objective of creating profit. Of course, it is not a charitable organization, creating profits for it, the company, by undertaking production in the country. Therefore, foreign investment come as a package. It is not only capital. Together with that come managerial know-how, marketing linkages, and so on. This is the reason why we need foreign investment to link the country to global production system. The package brought by the foreign firm is vital for this purpose.
He added that there are two types of foreign direct investments and both are vital for a country to revive its economic development. The first type, market-oriented FDIs, in which multinationals come into a country to set up plants to supply products to the local market, and the second type is efficiency-seeking FDIs.
We can also call it export-oriented foreign investment. Foreign investment which is driven by the motive of achieving efficiency in order to produce for the global market. Now, out of the two types, actually, market-seeking investment is losing its position in the global economy simply because countries have become more and more open to trade and investment. When it comes to efficiency-seeking investment, from policy point of view, it is very important to keep it in mind. It is not homogeneous phenomena. There are two fundamental distinctive types of efficiency-seeking investment. Firstly, you have conventional manufacturing, specialization type. Then we have global production sharing type activity. Now, this has been the dynamic form of economic globalization over the last 3 decades.
I'll be back with more on State of Business after this short break. Welcome back. Director and CEO of NDB Rajendra Tyagaraja told shareholders of the bank that continued focus will be given to share, or rather strengthening its stance in the industry, enabling further expansion. He was speaking at NDB's Investor Forum on the 2016 first half financial results.
In terms of overall balance sheet growth, I think on a year-on-year basis, the loans have grown by about 21% against deposits of about 12%. This is not what we wanted to see. I think we would like to have seen the deposits growing the other way around. And for the 6 months, what we have actually seen is the loan book on a net basis growing by as high as 11 billion against a net growth in deposits by just 6 billion. So literally half the loan growth has been funded from deposits.
With the issue of a lower net growth in deposits, NDB says it consciously increased focus on housing as opposed to typical personal loan portfolio.
Given the slowness in terms of the deposits coming in to keep up with the deal pipeline on the asset side, I don't think we can afford the luxury of continuing to come into the money market at this rate. So we will certainly have to moderate our lending expectations to balance the money market exposure with the asset liability mismatch.
And now we have more news in brief. The Ministry of Health has announced a National Food Safety Week from Monday. During the National Food Safety Week, authorities are planning to inspect most of the hotels, restaurants and other food selling outlets to check whether necessary food safety regulations are followed. Authorities will also monitor the implementation of regulation related to sugar contents of food and beverages. The Consumer Affairs Authority says the manufacture, import, distribution, storage and sale of helmets without an SLS certification will be banned with effect from September 1st. The CAA warned that strict action will be taken against those who violate the new regulation that comes into effect in September. The CAA said that a number of motorcyclists have lost their lives in accidents due to not wearing quality helmets. The Sri Lanka Standards Institute issues the SLS 517 certification mark for protective helmets. I'll be back with Stock Watch after this break. Welcome back. Market ended the holiday-shortened week positive on the back of local and foreign activity today. Turnover was once again driven via National Development Bank, with 2.9 million shares being crossed on the board as foreign investors offloaded shares. Foreign activity was also present on John Keells Holdings and distilleries. The all-share price index gained 8.99 to close at 6,602.24, while the S&P SL 20 index gained 10.64 to close at 3,632.86. Turnover for the day amounted to nearly 1.5 billion rupees, above the 12-month daily average turnover of 842 million rupees. Around 30 million shares traded hands during the session. The top traded counters were National Development Bank with 533.8 million rupees, JKH 269.2 million rupees and Tokyo Cement 128.8 million rupees. Foreign inflows in the meantime amounted to 481.2 million rupees, while foreign outflows totaled 747 million rupees. Here's a look at the day's foreign currency rates now. And now we have the dealing room update.
The rupee was relatively stable against the US dollar this week as dollar sales by exporters were offset by demand for the greenback. The spot rupee traded at around 145.50 to 145.55 per dollar this morning. The forward premiums were also stable across the board this week. The 1-month premium was hovering at around 90 to 95, while the 1-year premium was hovering around 925 to 950 levels. On the international markets, the US dollar hit its lowest level against the euro in nearly 8 weeks on Thursday, a day after minutes from the Federal Reserve's July meeting showed a bias among policymakers against raising interest rates soon. The euro edged down 0.1% to 1.1348 pounds this morning. At the weekly Treasury bill auction held this week, the weighted average rate of 3 months bill remained unchanged at 9.01%, while both 6 months and 1-year rates increased by 2 basis points to 9.94% and 10.74% respectively. The overnight core money repo rates were stable this week. The core money rates traded at around 8.35 to 8.40%, while the overnight repo rates traded at around 8.33 to 8.37 levels this morning. The liquidity in the market was at a deficit of around 9 billion rupees on Thursday. The Treasury bond rates in the secondary market increased slightly this week. The 10-year bond maturing on the 1st of June 2026 was trading at around 12.53 to 12.58% this morning.
That wraps up Friday's edition of State of Business. We'll see you again this Sunday at 7 p.m. with Biz Roundup. Until then, take care. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Good night.